You're also an enologist, right?
No, actually I'm not.
You're not. You're fake. You're a fake enologist.
I studied economics, so totally different background.
Okay.
Italian Wine Travel with Stevie Kim.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Italian Wine Podcast. This is the wine travel series, and today we're in the Prosecco, in the heart of Prosecco land, with siblings, two siblings to my right. Her name is Diva. To my left, Leonardo. So, Diva, state your full name, your age, and your role in Villa Sandi.
My full name is pretty long, so it's Diva Maddalena Polegato Moretti, and I'm 30 years old and I'm the export area manager for UK and US market.
The same for you, Leo.
Whereas my full name is Leonardo Polegato Moretti. I'm 27 years old and I take care of the operations of Villa Sandi. Production lines means logistics, means buying of raw materials, all the parts that are less romantic about wine process.
Okay, so usually I am more used to speaking to the third generation, their father, Giancarlo. This is the fourth generation. So let's start with something new. Since this is the next generation for Villa Sandi, I have asked them to choose their favorite wine because there are 30 labels and they have chosen one each. Let's start with Leonardo. What have you chosen?
Starting off with Rivetta 120, our signature Conegliano Valdobbiadene DOCG. In this case, the 120 means 120 days of second fermentation. I chose this one because I'm very, very close to the hills of Conegliano Valdobbiadene. I really enjoyed, since I was young, to spend my time between the vineyards, between the hills of Conegliano Valdobbiadene, and I think it really represents the territory itself.
Okay. All right, and Diva, tell me about your wine, why you've chosen this wine.
I've chosen the Prosecco Superiore Asolo DOCG Extra Brut, and I've chosen it because of two reasons. First is because I'm very close to the estate where it produces, where I enjoy my Sundays horse riding, and it's Nervesa della Battaglia estate. And secondly, because we've sponsored the Snow Polo in St. Moritz in Switzerland with this specific bottle, and this is actually the special edition that we did with the horse logo, with the polo player on the label.
Okay, so they've poured us three wines. I don't know, they look a little different, but I don't know if they poured us the same wine. So we're going to do this, we're going to do a blind tasting. We're going to taste the wine and you tell me what we're drinking. Ready? Wait, I go first. It's Prosecco.
Yes.
Definitely, you're not wrong, you're not wrong.
What are you drinking? Can you tell?
What I'm drinking, I would say it's a DOCG. In my opinion, means complexity, means hills, means territory. I would say that this wine really represents the territory where it's produced.
Okay, and what are you drinking?
I'm drinking an Extra Brut, in this case the Asolo Extra Brut. I get that very dry finish and that sapidity given by the specific terroir that you find in the Asolo DOCG, which is a riverbank type of soil with that strong component in the soil of iron.
So, number one, Prosecco DOC. Number two, Conegliano Valdobbiadene.
Prosecco Superiore.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Conegliano Valdobbiadene Prosecco Superiore. We're going to be here all night. And then Asolo.
Prosecco Superiore Asolo DOCG. And then Cartizze.
And then Cartizze. But Cartizze is actually a small, very tiny pod of subsection of Valdobbiadene.
Yes, in fact it's called Prosecco Superiore di Cartizze DOCG. And it's the cru of Valdobbiadene.
Okay, so I have $1 million question for both of you. How do you feel like approaching the wine introduction to your generation?
It's a difficult question. Of course, habits are changing, especially in the last decade, I would say. I'm the youngest of the Gen Zs because I'm from 1997. So I'm coming from this new generation of wine drinkers, and unfortunately, few of them are actually wine drinkers. Most of them are.
What are they drinking?
Cocktails, ready-to drinks. I would say mostly cocktails.
What about beer?
They also do drink beer, but I would not say they drink more beer than the previous generations.
So you're talking about Italians mostly. Your friends are from Italy?
Yes, but also, unfortunately, speaking with friends from abroad that are sharing the same age as me, they also share an habit that is really changing, and it's really different compared to previous generations. So the big question would be, how can we get Gen Zs closer to the wine industry? We're trying to, of course. Gen Zs, or in general newer generations, are looking for lower alcohol grades products. Prosecco, from this point of view, it's quite lucky.
Yeah, it's in fairly low alcohol.
It's already coming in a very low alcohol position compared to other appellations. But also new trends are coming forward. De-alcoholized wines, partially de-alcoholized wines, are also a big thing. And I would say we should not turn our backs in front of de-alcoholized products, but actually we should be more inclusive and anticipate what future trends will be.
Do you, as Villa Sandi, have no or low alcohol Proseccos?
It's not possible, of course, to call it Prosecco, so we do not offer low alcohol Prosecco.
As Villa Sandi, you are producing no and low alcohol.
Under the Villa Sandi family, there's a brand called La Gioiosa, and under the brand La Gioiosa, we do have a zero alcohol product.
When did you start producing that?
We started producing it 5 years ago, if I'm right. It's showing what the market is really looking for at the moment as a product. It's not just about packaging. These products are actually have more things in common than most people would assume they have.
And Diva, so you're only 3 years older than Leonardo,
Yes.
right? And what is your opinion? Because you travel quite a bit, and your market is, I believe, the US and the UK,
exactly.
right? So, and they tend to be kind of lead the trends.
Yes.
What about the younger generation? Because it's a big question. All you read on the newspaper, on the newsreels, on breaking news is that the younger generation are drinking less and less wine, right? What is your opinion?
So I take care of two markets that are in a way the pioneers of the low and no alcohol. So I've seen this phenomenon already at the beginning and before the pandemic, where I would be approaching the younger generation, the 19 and 20 and 21 in the UK, and a little bit older in the US, of course, because you can drink legally at the age of 21, and they will already ask me, what is the percentage of alcohol in your Prosecco? It's a question that I wasn't asked before.
Right.
So that question made me already think, there's an awareness here. And then as I travel more often to the UK, I see larger and larger spaces in the supermarkets dedicated to the low and no alcohol, where it's something that 8-9 years ago I would barely see or hear about it.
Right. So, like, you are actually officially still a UK resident. Is
I
that
am.
correct? Right.
Yes,
So that's
I am.
you know that market very well.
Yes. The UK, it's a huge market for Prosecco. It's one of the top 3 markets of Prosecco, together with Germany and the US. And it's a big thing here that we are talking about low and no alcohol, especially in the sparkling category in these 2 major markets, the US and UK.
So do you see some light at the end of the tunnel in terms of the next generation and their attitude towards wine consumption?
So I believe as trends come and leave, in my opinion, this trend will come and maybe in a few years will take a leave. But the consumption of alcohol that don't have a very high percentage of alcohol inside, I think this will remain. And in fact, the category overall of Prosecco is in the right place.
What are the greatest challenges that you faced in working in a family business?
The challenges can be that sometimes you're not told off enough.
Right.
Whereas if you had a boss in your office, then it's kind of different. That's why my boss always tell me if something is not right, if I should be doing something differently, and that's one thing. The other thing is that when you are involved in a family business, you're working, yes, in your compartment, in your area with your team, but at the same time, you need to be open-minded and you need to see outside your specific area within the company. And for me, that sometimes can be a little bit challenging.
Right. And what about you, Leo? Is it difficult to work with your sister, older sister?
I mean, we both work in the same company, but honestly, we're on the opposite ends of the same chain.
Oh, okay. It's like East End and Wing and West Wing.
In a way.
So, I mean, of course, some of her decisions actually have an impact on what I'm doing in the company. And the same, I would say, apply from my side to her side. But we do follow different things at the moment. Of course, it's I joined the company a couple of years ago, 2.5 years now. I started off in the production lines. We with a consulting company working together with us in order to improve the efficiency of the production lines. And that's what I did for the first 9 months. Then when the consulting company left the company, I continued the project and extended from one line to the other. So that was really limited, I would say, to just the production department. Then from there, I moved to the buying of raw material department, and that's what I experienced my second year in the company. So and that was honestly during the supply chain crisis. So in that time where bottles started to explode in terms of prices, all these things happened. So I would say it was the right time to be in that specific department because it taught me a lot. Mm-hmm. And now that I had my experience in both departments, I'm moving a bit more far away mm-hmm. and having a view that it's broader on different departments on the company and not just on one at a single time.
Okay. So, Diva, what are your ambitions for the next 5 years for Villa Sandi and yourself?
So in terms of ambition, I think at this time, at this stage where we are in the planet, the main task here is to become fully sustainable one day. So at the moment, using our clean energies coming from solar panel and hydroelectric power plant, we can reach about 45% in good days of sunny good days, 45% clean energy. And the task and the aim and the wish is to become 100% clean using clean energy sources in 5 or 10 years.
Before we go, Leonardo, how would you describe Villa Sandi in one sentence?
Family-owned business based in northern Italy that has always been established in the Prosecco area and has a great belief of increasing the value of Prosecco in the future markets.
Okay, excellent. And I know we went to the Palestra La Vigna,
yes.
Right? So I know you are also a great believer in the Villa Sandi for Life, this project, this philosophy rather,
yes.
And it's also about giving back to the community. Tell us a little bit about that for our audience.
Yes, so as we were before in the gym in the vineyards, it's a gym that it's open to everyone. Nobody needs to pay a membership to go. Nobody needs to go on opening times because it's open 24 hours and it's outdoor. We have busy days and we have less busy days when it's like November and dark at 5 p.m. But the gym is there throughout the year since 2018. And we do different initiatives to give back to our community. For example, I'm co-founder of a charity constructing schools in Africa, in Ethiopia. And that's a commitment that I started in 2015.
Okay, so I think you will be seeing much more of both Diva and Leonardo, especially if you're from America. She's been to the stateside eight times already, and it's only July, so you might be just seeing her right around the corner. And that is a wrap from Prosecco Land Villa Sandi. Alla prossima, ciao ragazzi.
Salute.
Salute.
Cin cin.